Disney Cruise Line locked in preferential anchorage rights at Avalon. This is the cruise ship dock that Catalina Island will use in California. This is huge for California Disney cruises. This agreement could dramatically increase the number of Disney vessel visits to the island. So let's go into everything you need to know for this new preferential docking treatment. Now, this is an anchorage access agreement between the city of Avalon and the Magical Cruise Company doing business as Disney Cruise Line. This is a preferential anchorage access agreement, so it is not a home port, it's preferential access, which means that Disney will get priority because when you go to Catalina Island, they don't have a conventional cruise ship dock. Instead, the vessels anchor offshore and then they will tender passengers with smaller boats into the island. Currently, this request is referring to two specific Disney cruise ships, the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder. These preferential rights will begin with their berthing schedule starting October 1st, 2027. I know that seems like a long way away, but it's going to ramp up fast. And this is an initial 5-year term with 2 additional 5-year extension options, potentially extending this agreement up to 15 years. Now, the really fun part of this is the schedule that they have in here. The definition of the schedule is peak season and summer peak season. During the peak season, September through May, they have asked for preferential anchorage rights for every Tuesday and every Saturday. That's 8 months where they are asking for every Tuesday and every Saturday for preferential docking. That really leads me to believe that the Magic and the Wonder are about to maybe not relocate to the West Coast, but definitely have a much stronger presence on the West Coast. They have also asked for the summer season to have preferential rights on Tuesdays. Now, the summer season is when the Disney Wonder goes to Alaska, so it really makes sense that they're not requesting much here. Also, the Disney Magic will be starting the Alaska season in 2026, so it will be the first time ever they will have 2 Disney cruise ships going to Alaska, which of course means they've got to get those ships both over on the West Coast. And with them asking for preferential anchorage rights every Tuesday through the entire year, they've got to be increasing their presence there soon. So one of the rules here is that Disney has to submit their full berthing schedule 18 months in advance. So we might be able to get some more clues next year to see what exactly they're doing for sure in 2027. And of course, once the cruise become available to book, it'll be obvious there as well. What's exciting to me about this terminology is that Disney Cruise Line has 3 new smaller ships coming out in 2029, 2030, and 2031. With this preferential docking in action, and with the Wonder heading over to Australia and New Zealand and Hawaii and Alaska, I would not be at all surprised if at least one of those 3 ships is home ported on the West Coast. Obviously, we're going to have to stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll let you know because I love some Disney cruise news. That is a huge increase because right now, published schedules for 2025 indicate, for example, the Disney Wonder is slated for about 5 visits per year at Catalina Island. Now, if they don't submit the berthing schedule in advance and those days remained unbooked by Disney, then they may be released for other cruise lines. But in theory, if Disney used the entire schedule, Tuesdays year-round, 52 visits per year, add in Saturdays during the peak season, that's another 35 visits. That means theoretically, Disney could have 87 visits per year to Santa Catalina Island. If they are going to that island, they are definitely going to other areas along the West Coast, Mexico. This is really exciting. And if you break that down by the Magic and the Wonder, that's going to be like 44 visits per ship per year. That's at least 4 times a month for each ship. Obviously, the actual number is going to depend on how many Disney ships they deploy over to the West Coast. Right now, this agreement specifically states the Magic and the Wonder. But they also had to guarantee minimums with this agreement, so they definitely are going to have a stronger presence. The minimum passenger visits commitment, they must guarantee at least 120,000 passenger visits per year to Avalon. And if they don't, they actually have to pay a shortfall fee. And speaking of the fee structure, let's go there real quick. The standard city rate is $750 per passenger, and there's an additional $150 for the preferential scheduling. So the total fee will be $9 per passenger. This is not a big deal for me as a cruiser at all. The fact that they will be on the West Coast is well worth that $9 and a lot more. But the great thing is this actually helps to support the residents in that area. They actually have a few other agreements in here to support the area. They have agreed to work with the city on studies and improvements in areas like design and engineering support, operational and efficiency analysis, and even guest service culture and training. This collaborative support is meant to help Avalon manage the impact of the high volume cruise visits. So, what's the impact on the Catalina Island and local operation? Well, with the preferential access, Avalon will have better control over scheduling because they'll know much more in advance. That's going to result in fewer overlapping visits and reduce congestion. This improved scheduling is also anticipated to result in a more enjoyable experience for both Disney Cruise guests and local residents because it's going to shorten queuing times and ease demands on local services. And plus, with that contract in place 18 months in advance, it makes it very easy for them to figure out logistics and flow for the increase. And of course, 120,000 passenger visits per year is going to ensure a steady flow of tourism revenue for the area. As a matter of fact, the $9 per passenger fee is designed to offset any potential loss from reduced daily ship calls and to fund additional city projects. So how does this compare with what's happening at the port now? Let's compare this with the potential visit frequency with other cruise lines at Catalina. Right now, Carnival's scheduled visits have been around 24 per year, and Royal Caribbean actually has a lot less. So if Disney fully utilizes their preferential rights, their visits can outnumber competitors by a significant margin. They do not mention any of the other ships yet, the Disney Treasure or any future vessels. None of those are mentioned in this agreement. It is specifically the Magic and the Wonder for the preferential docking. So I'm excited to see how this goes because I could definitely see this increasing, like we said, once they have new ships. Because of Disney's fleet expansion plans, they will have those new class of smaller ships that are going to be delivered in 2029, 2030, and 2031. For example, those ships, when compared to the Magic and the Wonder, they are approximately 20% larger than the Magic and Wonder. They'll be about 100,000 gross tons and can carry roughly 3,000 passengers. Right now, the Magic and the Wonder accommodate roughly 2,600 passengers. So this allows access to more and possibly smaller ports. It also helps control the flow into the island because they know exactly what days they're going to be coming and how many could potentially be on the ship. I think the smaller ships will also help with that flow just because they don't have 4,000 passengers. There's 3,000, which is very close to the 2,600 that the Magic and Wonder already accommodate. Also, since those ships are coming out in 2029 through 2031, with this beginning in 2027, they are doing what Disney does. They are testing the market and seeing how it goes. And obviously, they have already tested the California market over and over. The Wonder has been over there sporadically through the years. The Magic is starting to make its way over there, especially with these Alaska cruises. This really opens the door for California cruising, which I'm super excited about. San Diego is by far our favorite port. I do not like to drive when I'm going on a cruise. I like to just fly in, and the cruise port is 2 miles from the airport. It's a fabulous place to cruise out of, especially if you're not driving. So stay tuned because they could eventually maybe ask for similar preferential arrangements. Remember, this is a 5-year agreement beginning in 2027, so that's going to take them through 2032. And then they've got the opportunity to request it for 2 more 5-year contracts. So this could be huge, both for Disney cruisers and for the local tourism. If you are new to Disney cruising, or even if you're not, honestly, you can tell that the Disney cruise ships are moving where they port at. They're kind of expanding, especially with all of the new cruise ships. But over the last 10 years especially, I have really been hoping that they would come up with a strong presence on the California coast, and it really looks like that is about to happen. Preferential treatment for 5 years, every Tuesday of the year and Saturdays during peak seasons, a commitment to 120,000 passengers a year. This is a huge deal for both Disney Cruise Line and Avalon and Santa Catalina Island and California in general, I have to believe, and probably even Mexico actually. And if you enjoy these videos, please share them with a friend or go support us over on Patreon. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about this move? Is it going to boost local business, enhance guest experience? Are we going to have more presence on the West Coast? And if you're hungry for more Disney Cruise news, go check out our most recent video, Disney Cruise News 2025.